All right, guys, Itty Bitty Podcast. Is it a podcast? I don't know. This is kind of how the podcast started. I just made a post an hour or so ago. Hey, we'll do a Q&A, ask some questions. I don't think we even told them we're going to do a video of it, so we will go right here and just get started. And go, start. So Chris Lampley says, why does water ruin sex in the shower? Well, it doesn't. If your partner is capable of making their own lubrication, you are not supposed to you can if that's your thing, but if you tried having sex with a woman instead of with a man, you will find that the woman makes her own lubrication faster, maybe, I guess. So you're doing it wrong, Chris. Volpe. Yeah, I know who you are. Leonard Fisher. Thank you, John and crew. Your videos make my day. What brand gas cans do you sell, and are you getting any more? We do not, and we are not. We were getting gas cans from Latvia. They were being imported, and we were buying pallets of them. They were coming in on pallets. You can see the videos. If you know we're selling gas cans, you've seen the videos. EPA banned importation. There are some guys that are able to get them through customs. I think it's kind of a roll the dice kind of thing. If you bring them in as oil containers or water cans, but they've cracked down on a lot of that shit. If you search them on YouTube, just search what is a good gas can, or they're called Euro cans or NATO gas cans. Put in NATO gas can, find you one of a million compilations about how to tell the good ones. The Chinese knockoffs are shit. The handles are welded on differently. The top handles even look different. The lid looks different. What you will find that you will literally pull your hair, that's why I'm bald. You will pull your hair out trying to find an appropriate nozzle that fits the opening, because with the Euro cans you'll find that there's 100 different sizes and shapes. None of that matters. Fill them up, make sure you have gaskets. Wherever you buy them from, buy extra gaskets. Guys will also take like rubber gasket material and make their own gaskets if you need to. As long as your gas can cannot off-gas. So when it gets hot, you'll see it swell, and when it gets cold, you'll see it shrink in. You lose the lightweight volatiles in the fuel, and that's why the gas goes bad. If it can't off-gas, all that shit stays inside there. Plastic gas cans eventually piss out the side through the pores in the plastic, and they inevitably just lose through the nozzle. No matter how good that nozzle is, that safety nozzle, the vapors still come through. It's why on a hot day your garage smells like gasoline when you have a plastic gas can. I'm looking at plastic gas cans over here. The NATO gas cans are a pain in the ass to use compared to the plastic gas cans. We still store a lot of gas in NATO gas cans, and when we need to use it, we transfer it into a plastic one because the nozzle's so much easier. Now, you don't need to worry about the nozzle because you're going to use a jiggler siphon. Jack Spearco Survival Podcast, he likes to use a bulb siphon like you use for priming a boat. I like the jiggler siphon. 3-4 little strokes and it's fucking going out. I carry 7 gas cans in my Super Duty across the back. I have a toolbox against those, and I have a bed compression strap like a load leveler, a load limiter from a semi-truck. The heavy duty ones. You can buy shit ones, and that's what you get is a shit one. Buy a good one that cams in, and the end will have a big threaded piece like all thread, so you can adjust it out and then cam it. And that holds my toolbox in place and my gas cans behind. It's actually 5 this way. And from left or right, with a 6-foot super siphon, I can pop that gas can open, jiggle siphon that, and run it right into the fuel filler on the truck without unloading any of the gas cans. Now, let me caution you, on a hot day, when you open that, gas vapors will spray 6 feet. If you're standing in the bed of your truck and open that, people standing on the side of your truck will get gas all over them. So, with your kit, have a sacrificial towel. Just a bath towel, an old towel, a terry cloth, whatever it is, bigger the better. And when you open that, it's going to be under pressure. Put that towel over there and crack that a little bit and let that towel catch those fumes, those vapors. Now, gasoline burns, it's the vapor that burns. So that's the dangerous part. Towels with gas have been known to catch on fire by themselves. You're just going to leave that on the side of the road, hopefully in a safe manner, bury it, do whatever you need to do depending on your situation. Have towels. When it's super cold, you have metal that is super cold with a fluid that is super cold inside it, and it's going to be hard to open. So you want a big flat blade screwdriver or something like a little pry bar. Also have some nice leather gloves with that because it's cold. It is super cold. We've been out snow and ice and cracked those fuel cans open and had to move them. It sucks the life out of your hands, the cold. So gloves, big flat bladed screwdriver, and some cloth, towels, blankets, whatever that you can throw away. But your answer's out there. If you can't find it, send me an email and I'll help you with more information. John Hamilton, what is the future of SOE? I don't know, man. Every single day, I'm like, man, this is a rad idea. Brandel, Scully, why don't we just do this and we can stop doing all this SOE shit? I don't fucking know. You tell me, what do you want the future of SOE to be? I've been doing this 30 years. I'm going to do it another 30. I tell my kids all the time, you've got me for another 30 years. I'm probably going to be useful for another 20. You really better spend this time learning what I do if you're going to do this, because I'm spending all your fucking money. I pay them a good amount of money. I pay the kids a good amount of money. They can live, not just a job. They could go buy things now. For every dollar you bring in, for every $10, you should sock $1 away. And I don't know. I think we'll keep doing it. I think that you'll see us venture into other stuff. I want to do some metal stuff. My thing is, I have what I always wanted. When I was sitting in prison, reading Vince Flynn books and Cussler books, all of your heroes lived in a steel building with an apartment and a loft. I have a 6,000-foot living room upstairs, like it's the man cave, and I have a 4,000-foot garage. Like when I was sitting thinking about what I was going to do, my plan was to go to St. James, Arizona, or St. Thomas, or high desert Arizona. Why? Because the property is cheap and there's nobody there. And you can build a 40 by 60 square foot building, according to all the literature that I was getting, for 20 grand. And you can. There is a difference though. You can build the same size building for 40 grand and 60 grand. How much snow is it going to have? What kind of wind is it going to have? What are you using for a floor? How spaced out are your purlons and your railings and all that shit? There's a big difference. But in my head, I could buy, for 20 grand, I could buy 20 acres of property, which you can, kind of. And for 20 grand, I could put a building on it. And then I said, I'll loft half of it, and that'll be a 1,200 square foot apartment. That's all I always said. I would, if I could have a big steel building, I'd sleep in a fucking tent. Well, I have that now. So I have 4,000 feet of garage, and I cut some wood out here. You guys, there's a video that's about to go up of this. I'm working on another pallet wall. That was 2 weeks ago. I'm still fucking, there is dust on every single thing in here, even 40 feet away that way. There's fucking dust. There's dust on shit inside behind the glass wall. I don't even know how it got there. So I don't want to do it here. What we need to do is put another slab in, drop another building. I would love to have a wood shop. I would love to have a metal shop so that it's not in this building. And that's just what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen. We just need to add on to it, put another one in, something. And Cody's a machinist. Cody worked as a machinist at several shops, laser, all, stuff like that. We know how to run equipment. I saw a dude making flag. I saw this dude it was just a how to make American flags. And I love these pallet burnt flags and these flags that are red, white, and blue line flags. And I just like that shit. I don't want to go into business with that. But I watched this dude put a video up. I'm like, why would this dude put a video up on how to do this if it's what he does? But I watched his video. I never would have clicked on it otherwise. And I'm like, man, I just watched this dude. I'm going to buy a flag from this dude. So I go to buy a flag. This dude has like a fucking 6-week wait to get one of these. And it's what he does. He has employees there. So I was thinking, fuck it, I'll build my own flag. And I'm going to build some and just do some. But his whole thing was, here's the shopping list. It's $200. With this, you can build 6 flags. And I sell these flags for $200. And it's all the same cuts. I just run I have a cutoff saw, a radial arm saw, I have a table saw, I have all the shit. I have everything he was using. And you just there's 3 measurements to this shit. And he even showed how he makes the stars and stuff. So it's a template, and he just fucking scribes them out and he uses a Dremel. I thought, man, it'd be cool to have a flag with the 50 stars on it that are little combat cocks. I'm like, if I'm gonna build these, I don't know, maybe I'll build a dozen of them and we'll just sell fucking 11 of them. Just little shit like that. There's a lot of things I would want to do because I get bored. People are always asking me, what's your favorite thing to make? The thing that I'm only gonna make once. That's my favorite thing to make. Brandle's been here, he's like, did you just make that? I go, yeah. He goes, you were just standing here like 10 minutes ago. When the fuck did you make that? I go, I'm excited about making it. I make it until it works, and then I hand it over and they make patterns, and then I don't ever want to make it again. Sometimes though, when I'm just not, I have a lot of things to do, but I'm not focused on any of them, I'll just sit down on the sewing machine in production. So, like I was saying on live feed the other night, somebody asked me what my favorite thing to sew is. I go, I don't know, but today I worked for $10 an hour. And they're like, what are you talking about? I go, well, for 6 hours, I sat down and just production sewed a bunch of wallets. $10. I worked as a $10 an hour sewer. But I got a lot of those done, and it allowed us to ship probably 15 different orders from the different ones we made. But what did I do while I was doing that? I watched YouTube videos. What was the YouTube videos I was watching? I was watching different things, steampunk and stuff. But one of the videos I watched was this flag video. And I'm going to go buy some fucking wood and build some of these fucking flags. They might suck, I don't know. But I'll bet you people buy them. And I'm going to I always take, when we collaborate with people on projects, I'm like, hey, I want to do, I don't know, whatever. You make this knob over here. Whatever. Hey, I want to do 120 of these knobs. What can we do for wholesale? He's like, well, I sell them for, $20. I'll give them to you for $10. I'm like, cool, I'm going to sell them for 30. What? I'm going to sell them for 30. I'm going to raise the value of your product and sell it for more than you did. And you're going to be confident now that people will buy them, and you're going to raise your price a little bit. So I don't know where I was going with that, but pause for a second. I got to pee, and Cody has a question. Right? Let's take all Michael Jackson songs and remake them as rap songs. I'm going to write down all his lyrics, and then I'm going to give them to Chris. I'm going to give them to lyrics. What's his real thing? I don't fuck it up on purpose. Supreme Lyric.
But he only goes by Lyric.
Lyric. Okay, we're gonna lyric. I got some beats for you. Not beats. I got some words. You got to do the beats, bro. All right, that was one page of the podcast. What are we at? 20 minutes? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
15 minutes.
I was gonna say an hour. Okay.
Let's do
it. I will back up a little bit here then.
Just a little bit.
I said, somebody asked me, what do you think
in front of you so I look bigger?
What do you think the future of SOE is? And I said, I don't know. Every day I see something cool on the internet, and I send it to Scully, and I send it to Brandle, and I'm like, man, we should do this, and we can stop doing all this silly SOE shit. I'm like, I don't fucking know. Really though? Probably metal, wood, some other shit. Just bring other things in. Mick Strider's really good with that. Mick and Dwayne both. Like, just the fusion thing. Starling Gear is a great example. Rick and those guys. Jade. I know, Jade. I didn't forget your name. I actually say Rick first because I always say Jade and I don't ever remember Rick. I only remember Rick right now because I know he spells his name weird, like R-Y-K. But they're awesome because they bring dudes that are good, like Greg Everett doing leather and these guys doing engraving, and this Japanese dude that doesn't even speak English does this fucking like black steel and then engraves it in gold inlays, these rings and shit of like tengu, like Japanese. Look up Japanese theater mask. If you have any like authentic Japanese shit that you inherited and you just don't want that shit, I want a real Japanese sword. I want some theater masks, armor, shit like that. If you know where there's some in a museum and you can make a spot-on perfect replica and then steal the stuff from the museum and leave the replica and bring me the real shit, we can do that. So I said metal, but I definitely don't want it in here. Like I said, I cut some wood the other day and there's dust fucking all over everything. So really, we need to put down a slab in a new building. We need to bring in Thad, not Tad, Thad, Fat Nuts, and just get something together really. And that's where we'll put all the dirty stuff. Because you know how to run a drill.
With my own two hands.
So we sent him to school and paid all that money, and
I can use a drill.
Use the drill. I'm like, they make a drill press.
And a pencil.
Blake Griffith, I run a CNC machine shop and love your products. Is there anything you guys need made? Blake, I would love something made. Can we make it for resale? Or are you going to make us a one-off cool-ass sign? Yeah, throw some ideas at me. I'm always, collaborations, like I was saying earlier, collaborations. I love seeing craftsmen that have built something really neat, and we can put our logo or put our stuff on there somehow, kind of, collaborate. We have a couple collaborations we're working right now, like the Strider collaborations. I call that a collaboration. They give us a knife that's pretty well finished, and then we, have somebody put our logos or laser or, whatever, however we do it, and then we provide a pouch or a zippered knife pouch or something custom for it. Yeah, I'd love to talk with you, Blake. Edward Brown, when will the podcast come back? Right meow.
Right meow.
Right meow. I don't know. Is this a podcast? Itty bitty podcast?
I can give him a taste.
Someone said soon. I didn't expand that one. He said some more things, but I can't see what. What do you feel the biggest change you made from the first years in business to now? Shit.
A lot.
Urgency. I was doing it because it was fun originally. I'm doing it now because it's fun. But now I have responsibilities. And when I say that, I have a dozen and a half, 24 people sitting out there that all rely on this as their livelihood for their families. I keep looking at this like it's the camera. So, I don't know, just I keep it fun, move with purpose, move with urgency, and act. When an idea comes in your head, you have 5 seconds to commit to it, otherwise you're going to lose it. If you put it in motion, and that can be write it down, I'll text it to these guys, I'll send it to him. I usually send it to several people because my hopes with that is, especially Amanda, she's like, why the fuck did you send me this? I'm like, oh, it's not for you, it's so that you ask me why I sent it so I remember to do this.
A reminder.
Because I have to pick a phone up to do it, and usually it's at 2 in the morning when the idea is there. So urgency, purpose, value. I want to deliver value. I want to deliver quality. I'd like to deliver it faster. What is it they say? You can have good price, good quality, or speed. Pick two because you can't have all three. So just value. We interacting with people, building relationships with our clients. And now I think with social media and what we're doing right now, I think it's to the point where it doesn't even have to be a client. To be a client, there has to be an exchange of services for money, I think. We're not even after that. Just come, join us, participate. If you don't have a use for our products or you can't afford our products, help us and we'll help you. Get on our social media, answer questions. There's a lot of people that know a lot about our products, especially younger kids and stuff now, that know a lot of the history. They've watched every single video. I'll meet kids that are 16 years old, 18 years old, and they know shit that happened before they were alive. Like, how the fuck do you know it? Because it's out there on social media. We have the internet, we've been doing the internet shit literally since the internet began, and it's still there. For you guys that don't know, there's a thing called Wayback Machine. So, for instance, if I ran a killer sale today, but raised all my prices, most people wouldn't know, but there is a permanent record that's going on your permanent record. Well, I'll just delete it. They told you that as a kid to scare you, where the fuck's my permanent record? Well, if you put it on the internet, there really is a permanent record. Like my friend Dana, also lawyer, he likes to say that anything, once you put that out there, even if you've deleted it, that is your permanent record. So that's that. I don't know where I was going with that. Just participate. Be part of what we're doing. If you like it, tell us. If you hate it, tell 10 fucking other people that you hate it. Because the guys that dislike it actually do more for us in that aspect of bringing. Because typically when a dude doesn't like something and spends time talking about it, you're that dude. And people know who that dude is. And typically the 9, 10 people you're telling, they don't fucking like you. You just are there because you overheard they were heading to the bar or the pub or the fucking club, or you work with him and they can't get fucking away from your ass. But you're that guy. Like when you're in that crowd and you're not sure, you're out there disco and whatever it is you're fucking doing, your boys are probably dancing and you're standing in the corner looking at some chicks you're not going to get to fuck. You're if you don't know who that dude is, you're that fucking dude. And typically, a dude that is going to spend time talking shit, he's that dude. So please tell people what fucking assholes we are. But if we add anything to you, value anything, just fucking participate. Chef!
Snack time.
When will the podcast, there's another one, when will the podcast come back?
It's the same one.
It's the same one. What do you feel is the biggest? We did that one.
Same one.
What's for snack?
And on the next one, we have this.
What's it say?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Reply, message, 26 minutes ago. What's for snack?
Pork ribs.
What's my snack?
Dead fish.
That's right.
Why not live fish?
What do I eat? What's my meal?
Black cod.
You don't even have to go. It's 7 ounces of fish, 3 ounces of rice, 3 ounces of broccoli.
Whatever.
8 times a day, right?
17 times.
17 times a day.
37 fish meals in 2 days.
Jonathan Panka, I don't even know what you're fucking asking. T Deuce, when do the wrench roll pre-orders start to roll out? Have you seen these? Have you seen any of these prior to now?
No.
What are you cutting right now?
Wrench rolls?
How many
Well,
of you?
not at the moment. iPad Pro sleeves. I
Okay.
was cutting wrench rolls today.
How many of you cut? A shitload?
A lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more.
Something smells good. It's the ribs. It's on you. You smell like ribs.
I smell like dead pig.
Is that convection if we open that door and the barbecue came through?
Maybe.
I lost it. We're done. Okay, there's your podcast.
Good job, guys.
And we're back after Brandel ate all the ribs.
I did eat quite a bit.
I ate
They're
none.
pretty good.
I ate no ribs were put in this body. Conrad Puentes, would you make a small medical pouch that attaches to your canine leash, whether for bags, canine medical, or snacks? Yes, we will. We're actually doing a poop bag, a doggy poop bag. I'm waiting on all of our rolls of doggy poop bags to come in. It looks like I've seen guys put them in film canisters. They come in different sizes. I just bought what looked to be the best in a normal size. And I believe that they will fit in something similar to our TK4 pouch. If not, we'll just make it a little bit bigger. The answer is yes. Get with me, Conrad, about the contents. If there is a prefab kit on the market that you like, send me a link to it, and we will see about doing a pouch. We already incorporated into the dog leash, the new leashes we're doing. That was already part of the plan, was to put a little poop bag carrier on there for the deployment little sacks, right? So, yeah, we'll definitely look at that. That's a good idea. I had not thought of that. Jonathan, here you are again. I don't know what you're getting at here. T Deuce, wrench roll pre-orders, we just did that one. Y'all making the Mookie war bag anytime in the future? No. War bag. We made a war bag, and then we put Ben's name on it after, we built a few of them. I never was truly happy with the design of it. I have another design that's floating around here somewhere. Actually, maybe you know where it is. It's Coyote. It's bigger. It's a little more rigid. Has 4 mags on the face, and the mags are made in a manner that they are Velcro lined, so you can use Velcro dot retention. They also are set up for bungees, and then I also built them to where you could put a lid. So you have all 3 methods. By taking the lids and all that shit out of there, you can use them for chargers and different things computer-wise. What I didn't like about the original Mookie War bag was I had the lid to where it would just Velcro on the back and come over the top. And the handle was on the lid. So to have a handle on the bag and not use the shoulder strap, you had to have the lid on there. And it came around the front and cupped and concealed the mags very well, but when you held it by the handle, it kind of just sagged. It wasn't together as one. So I never did like that. So the fix to that was build a bag like we always build a bag, with the handles front and back, cradling all the way under the bag, supporting all the weight when you hold the handles. The handles bear all the weight of the contents of the bag that way. Well, how do you have a lid when you have that? It's pretty involved. It's definitely a lot of time to build it correctly, but you make the lid with a hole in the middle, That sounds, I know that you're like, oh, there's nothing to that. Well, you should try it and get with me, and maybe you have something better, because we've tried a few methods. Definitely doable. But with the lid closed, I want to still be able to hold the handle. And then the shoulder strap on the original couple that I built, and I have one floating around here somewhere, has Cobra buckles on the side. And they're made with opposite Cobra buckles, so that when you pull that lid off, and the end keeper, the tri-glide, is made of machined aluminum also. Why would we do that? Well, because it's fucking cool, number one. Number two, because in an emergency you could take that shit, put it under your arms, put it around your waist, and use it as an emergency belt should you need to do that. Definitely adds to the price of the bag. Cobra buckles have that cool guy factor though. Dudes love them.
Emergency toe strap.
Dudes love the Cobra buckles until you actually have to use them. And when you have 6 Cobra buckles on something, it's a bit much. They're fucking awesome, don't get me wrong, but for mag pouches and shit, plastic buckles are faster. So there is a new bag. It's sitting, I've showed it. If you go back 5-6 live feeds a week or two ago, you will see me working on that bag on the live feed. I believe it was a Saturday or a Sunday I was in here. I have the front made, I have the back made, I've got the body made. I still have to fab up the lid.
It's that multicam black one sitting on your table.
All
right?
multicam black. All the webbing on it, all the Velcro on it, is 100% multicam black.
That's what I thought that was.
It's a badass bag with just a red zipper. So the answer is there is a bag coming. Do not wait for it. If you truly need a bag, like, because we get this all the time. I'll have emails once this goes live. I'll have 5 dudes like, hey man, can I get that bag? I'm deploying or I'm doing whatever. And when you find this dude's Facebook page and look at him, he is only deploying to Dunkin' Donuts. So, Jonathan Gillespie, when you murk a dude, is the first thing you really feel recoil, or is it lulls? I do not know. Brian Willichell, since the change of you guys being even more social and interactive on whichever platform, have you noticed a decent increase in sales? The interaction has inspired me to spend more money with you guys. Thank you for your money. Yes and no. And I say that if you look around right now at this industry and the market, things are down. Companies are tight. Gun sales are not going. When you have gun scares and panic buying, our sales go up as well. And you would think that guys are busy buying guns and ammunition, so they're diverting all their funds to that and our sales go down. That is not the case at all. Our sales typically, with gun sales, all of our stuff rises. Why is that? There's a perception for a need for it. And then on the other hand, they've convinced their wife a lot of times that they need to buy these things and we need to buy these other things to go with it or whatever it is. I could not imagine living a life to where you had to ask permission to go buy your shit. But with that said, the industry's down. If you look back, go back in social media 24 months. There was hundreds of dudes making belts that had the similar appearance to our belt. Most of those guys are gone. You're not being directly marketed to. There's like 5 or 6 companies right now building belts like ours. Most of those shops, there's some really, really good hobbyists. There's some good dudes building like 1 or 2 things, like good enough that I want to reach out and go, hey, why don't I fly you out here for a couple weeks and we'll just do some fucking design and video shit. But dudes actually delivering product. So with that, what I'm saying is a lot of dudes have gone out of business. The industry is tight. We are not lower in sales, but we are definitely manipulating our sales. A lot of dudes like, hey man, thanks for the great sale, or thanks for this, or thanks for that, or this cool thing. I really shouldn't put this out there, but I'll put this out there because typically anybody that considers themselves competition to us is lazy. And if you're not lazy, those dudes probably aren't listening to our podcast because they're busy doing other shit, real shit, right? So I'll put this out there. It's business. We all do it. I just tell you that we're doing it. We don't do a sale. We don't give you a discount on our product because all we do in doing that, which we did for years, was train our customer to wait till the next sale, and reduce the value of our product. If they bought it at 30%, they would sell it, it just wouldn't sell really fast. Now, there were dudes that ran that as a business. When we shut our business down, when we shut down our dealer programs, they would wait the time. They would buy it on sale, knowing that it might take 6 months, a year, 2 years, depending on the item to get the product. So they would buy it as an investment, get the product listed on eBay, and they would sell it for more than retail. And I love seeing that. Dudes would constantly send me, look at this motherfucker, he's trying to sell your shit. I'm like, don't be mad. That just raises the value of our product. When we put the first black and red Strider knives up, I put the first one up at $650, and it sold in seconds. And then I put the second, we were driving to Jackson, I put the second one up at $750, and it sold in seconds. We pulled into Starbucks in Jackson, and I put the third one up, I think at $850. And when I came out, it was zero inventory, and I'm like, I must have forgot to hit apply. And when I scrolled back into sales, there was a sale for $850. Click on it, it's the knife. Amanda sent those knives out the next day. I didn't put any more up that day because I wasn't sure what we were going to do with the remaining, I think there was 24. 25. I retained 0. You have 1. I put 2 away for baby head. So we waited a day or two, and I put the next one up at $1,000. I put 2 up at $1,000, and they sold like that. Amanda shipped that $600 one to a dude, and he had several problems. He couldn't get his payment to process. And when we looked at his account, declined, denied. He was trying to pay for it on different credit cards, and it wouldn't process through. So he got a hold of her, and she had to run 3 multiple payments on different cards to make this $650. So she's like, this motherfucker, what a pain in the ass. And then we shipped it, and there was a problem with the fucking address he gave us. So long story short, he gets this knife 2 days later or something, and he puts it on eBay. He puts it on eBay for $2,000. Buy it now. And it sold in 30 minutes. And she's like, this, and people started showing us this. And she's like, this motherfucker, I had to jump through so many hoops to give him this knife that he paid $650 for. I can't believe he fucking flipped it for $2,000. I'm like, don't be mad. She's like, what do you mean? I go, that means every fucking knife from here on out is worth $2,000. And we sold them for fucking $2,000 and $2,500. And they trade hands right now. I turned down $5,000 for one of mine. They trade hands right now at $3,000. I have fucking 2 of them in my safe. I don't care to sell them. I've got number 17 up there, and I've got a couple others. So dudes get hurting for money, and they're like, I want to sell this knife back. I'm like, all right. I look up what they paid for it. You paid $850. I'll give you $1,000. But it's worth $2,000. Well, then go sell it for $2,000. I'll give you $1,000 for it because I'm going to sell it later on for $3,000 or $4,000. I will sit on that. So it's the value. It's the value. So is business is down. Our cash revenue is not, because we are constantly doing different things. So why do we run a promotion? We run a promotion because I want you to give us money that you did not plan to give us. So we make something that you otherwise cannot get. And I think by now people generally know that whatever it is we're building is going to be pretty cool and have a higher value, not just because of scarcity, but truly have a higher value to the product. So they will place an order. It's $50 minimum after shipping. We give you free shipping, but it's $50. And then we send you the free thing. So if you order $50 or you order $5,000, you get one free thing. Well, they game it a little bit, which makes it easier for us. They place 10 orders for $50 a piece to get 10 of the free pouch, which you cannot otherwise get. Why is that easier for us? Because inevitably there'll be some little trinket or something that they ordered that we don't have, but it allows us to ship all these other orders. What do they care? We gave them free shipping on it. I'm the one paying shipping. I saw through our account, when I was looking at the account this morning, we paid $1,300 yesterday just in shipping. That's what it bills out in $400 blocks. We paid $1,300 in shipping just to ship boxes yesterday. So we game it. Our revenue is not down because we're constantly doing other things. Ooh, these are nice. Bring it in.
Yeah, that's awesome.
See if we can get Scully on camera.
I don't know. I just looked at this one. I just said, give me one. I bet I can get him to come out.
Oh, I'm still showing the fucking microphone. Can you see it? It says Special operations equipment made in the motherfucking USA. We love the boobies. It's just something we did for, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's got a little pink on there. It's got a chick with some titties. We have a new pumpkin spice latte. What? Oh, gotcha. All right, let's go talk to Jason. I feel like we stopped. I feel like there was something more we were in the middle of. Anyways, John Lovelace, if you could learn any other trade, what would it be and why? Man, I don't know at this point. Like, I'm damn near 50 years old at this point. I've been doing this so long. Like, it's 3 decades now. So, I don't know. I just want to add other things to what we're doing, work in other mediums. And I say that, I mean, do I really? Because I don't spend a whole lot of time doing it. I like the idea of it. So I don't really know. What is it you want to do?
I'd like to do high performance race cars or something like that.
What does that mean? Like quarter mile cars, like
like-
big scoops and shit?
No,
Or
like Koenigsegg type design.
like design, or you want to buy one and then like put turbos on a Lambo and shit?
Yeah, like do what Koenigsegg does.
You probably need to move to Europe.
There's a lot more to it than I see, but that would be what I would want to do.
Yeah. So you better make a lot of money or
A lot.
add to your
Like
resume.
a lot.
That's all doable. It's all you want to have cars like that? You got to hang out with people that have cars like that. What you'll find is the dudes that have cars like that, you're like, how the fuck do you have a car like this? You know why they have a car like that? It's because it's what was important to them, and they sacrificed all the other shit to get that car, and that is their life. So it's like Zena and I were at the gym this morning. There's a lot of ways to get to, like, Amanda will be like, you need to do this kind of workout, and then the workout she's following says something else, and then she's working out with me, and Amanda's like, that's a bodybuilder workout. And you're going to talk to other people. You can get fit and healthy a lot of different ways. I think the big thing is to not get bored. So maybe go do CrossFit once a week. Go do bodybuilding once a week. Go do mountain biking or running another day of the week. There's a lot of ways to get to the same place. So, guys with cars like that, they sacrifice other things. So when you take up a hobby, that kind of consumes you. So I think it's important to, and I say this, and I don't know that it's what I do, is to not just be so laser focused that you've missed out on a bunch of other things. But at what point does the time matter? Especially when I was young, you couldn't have fucking told me anything. I want to learn Spanish, but I want to wake up and know Spanish. I don't want to fucking put an hour, 2 hours a day into speaking Spanish. How do you do that? Go work on a construction crew with Mexican dudes. You're going to learn fucking Spanish because they don't speak English, right? How much do you want what you say you want, and what are you willing to give up to get there? So if you want to have all those trades and all those skills, you have to become proficient, and that takes time. So immerse yourself in it and do it as a job. Do it a few hours in the evening as a hobby. Spend all weekend doing it. Whatever it is, just figure out what it is you want and how you're going to achieve that. And just add those tools to that toolbox. Add those lines on the resume. I don't know where I was even going with that. So, if you never took up sewing, where do you think you would be business-wise? I have no idea at this point. Back to the other question, 30 years now. If you'd asked me, 40 years ago, I thought I wanted to be a marine biologist. When I was, 18, I was at UC Santa Cruz looking at fucking the campus and going to do marine biology. Past that, I thought I'd be a herpetologist. There's no money in working at a zoo as a herpetologist, reptiles. So how do you do that? You breed animals. Breeding cheap animals is just about the same as breeding expensive animals. So you practice with cheap ones because you're going to lose some or they're not going to produce. Learn that and then buy more expensive animals and reinvest the money. But is it really... Yeah, you can do that, but you're not going to be driving Lambos and living in $1 million homes breeding reptiles. That's more of a hobby or a side hustle. So I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is. What I would be doing, I don't have a fucking clue at this point. I'm almost 50 years old, right? So this is allowing me to do all the things I want to do, and I like doing this. I don't ever get up in the morning and go, fuck, I got to go to work. I actually crack my eye open and think, have I got enough sleep that I can get up now? And typically that's at 4:30, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Sometimes I go to bed at 12 and I'm wide awake at 2:30. I'm like, and I fight with myself to stay in bed to try to sleep till 4 o'clock because I know I'm going to pay the price later when really I should have just got up. But back to, I don't ever feel disappointed that I have to go to work. So I don't know what that answer is, Conrad. Conrad Puentes, will you make an ankle med kit? I don't know, man. There's so many dudes making good ankle med kits right now. Working in some materials that we haven't messed with before. Can we build one? Sure we can. Will people buy it? Yeah, we'll sell fucking thousands of them. Will it be the best? I don't think I can build the best ankle med kit. I don't know. You might see something come out. We'll see. The problem I have with it is being against your skin. If you're going to wear it around a boot, no problem. I would not want to wear it around my skin or my sock though. So if you're planning on wearing it like under a pants leg around the top of a boot or something, maybe so. If you never took up sewing, where do you think you would be business as we did that one? Since the change of you guys being that one, that was one that was merged. So when I look up on Facebook, we just said, hey, we're going to do a question and answer on video, ask some questions. And I have 3 options. Most relevant, new, and overall. And when I print those out, when I print overall or all, it doesn't show all of them. There's still some in new and there's some in relevant. So I end up with 3 lists. And it literally took me an hour to go through these and figure out which ones and cross them off the other lists and kind of make a master. And that's what that was. So here is something I have lost. Since the change, you guys being more social interactive on whichever platform, have you noticed a decent increase in sales? The interaction has inspired me to send, yeah, we did that one. That's it. Are you going to make any Right in the Rain cases? I don't know. I think that we are going to do some Right in the Rain or something similar. There's like 5 so companies out there making a decent product like that. I think that we will do a field notes that cracks open this way, and then I think we'll probably do a spiral bound field notes also with some pouches or something that goes with that. What he's talking about is we make one for officers that fits in your cargo pocket or your shirt pocket that holds a small Right in the Rain and a couple pens and pencils, as well as business cards on the back. We've built, I don't know, maybe a dozen times. We build, 24 of them at a time when I do it, and they usually sell out pretty fast. If I had hundreds of them sitting here, I don't think we could sell them. I think that they sell really well because of the scarcity of them, and it's kind of a niche market as to who will use that. Are you guys going to, are we still shrinking heads and sending them to the compound? Flores, hope you're well, man. I hope things good with the family. Where the fuck have you been? And yes, I will take shrunken heads. We will take shrunken heads. So when are you going to start selling subscriptions for that gym that you've built in the garage? The problem, committing to something is my problem. I am more of, fuck it, we're going to do it, and we're just going to do it now and be done with it, or put it in motion. But if you say, hey, I'm going to come to your shop and I'm bringing $5,000 to buy some stuff May 10th at 4 o'clock, I will dread all week because I don't even know when May 10th is. Let's say it's a fucking Thursday. On Monday, I'll start thinking, fuck, I got to be here. I got to be here on Thursday at 2 o'clock or whenever. I'm going to be here anyways, but it's fucking in my head. And then all day that day, at 8 o'clock, I'm going to be standing around. I'm like, well, we can't go do this because I got to meet this dude at 2 o'clock. Well, we can't do this because I got to meet this dude at 2 o'clock. And it just like, and that's the thing with the gym. I would have to meet somebody here for you to come work out. I work out at fucking 4:30 in the morning. I do cardio. I go to the gym at 6 a.m. I was at the gym at 6 a.m. yesterday and did a full chest day, and then did a whole entire chest day over again with Cody, even more so than the first workout. So I just kind of do things when I'm ready to do them. People are always like, hey man, I saw you're in Nashville. I heard you're going to be in Nashville. Let me know next time. I won't ever let you know when I'm going to be in Nashville because I don't ever know what I'm doing. Amanda will wake up Saturday morning or Friday night. She'll be like, where are we going? I go, oh, I don't know. We'll go to Nashville. She's like, what are we doing? I'm like, whatever we want to do. and we don't ever have a plan. We have 20 places, and we're only going to be able to hit 6 of them. And when I tell, like literally when I make a post and go, hey, I'm going to be in Nashville if you want to hang out for a few minutes or get coffee, it doesn't ever end at the coffee or, hey, I'm going to eat lunch at, Nama's at 2 o'clock. It never ends with that. It will be those, hey, where are we going? And I can't ever just be an asshole and be like, I don't know where the fuck you're going, but I'm going over here and you can't go. So I don't know. I don't have a problem with somebody using the gym if you're not a fucking retard and you're here during business hours. I really don't care. But the problem is you don't know if most people are fucking retards or not. Like, we know a lot of, like Max, you can come here anytime you want, Max, and use the gym. Neil, you could come here anytime. Trout, do fucking whatever you want. Anything I have is yours. But most dudes who we have a relationship with, people are very fast to call people friends, and I think people have forgotten what friends means. They're very fast to be like, my buddy. People are like, oh man, I heard you're an asshole, my friend. I go, how do you know your friend? Well, he's my friend. Right. How do you know your friend? Well, I met him, on the forum or on Facebook. I go, cool, when's the last time you hung out with your friend? What's the last thing you guys actually did together? Well, he lives in California and I live in Texas. Right, so how the fuck is that your friend? You've never met each other. He's a dude. There's a lot of little girls that get on buses and trains to go meet this fucking boy, and that's how they get fucking sold into the sex slave fucking trade. That's the same shit you're saying when you call those motherfuckers friends. So, you never know who the person, we have some really fucking good, true friends who we've met and the relationship started online, but we're all, you don't know who's showing up. Like, if you've never met a person and you only know them from online, do you really want them around your little kids? If you wouldn't leave them in your house with your kid, you probably shouldn't have them coming to your fucking home. And coming here is the same as coming to my home, coming to my shit. So I know that's not what you meant, Max. And if we know each other, I don't care. I have a pretty decent gym now at this point. I think I have a better gym than anything within 10 minutes of here. That's not the plan. I say I'm not opening a gym. I remember Rob Bailey saying they're not opening a gym. They built a gym in their shop. Then all of a sudden they bought a fucking gym and boom, they got a hell of a gym, an amazing gym. They moved to Montana and it looks like they have 2 shipping containers. I know that's not what it is, but they sprayed one black and one white. And the filming's awesome because they'll do the same movement. Like, let's say you're doing bench press. On the draw back, they'll just fucking speed ramp it and flip it. So it's a lat pull. And then it's a boom. And they're filming white side, black side. It looks fucking amazing. I'd never seen anybody do that until Lobo did that for them. Fucking very cool. But you see Rob right now for the last couple weeks, he's painting a big ass, it looks like they built an addition onto the building or reclaimed part of the building they weren't using or something. Are they opening a gym? I don't know. Am I going to open a gym? I have no plans to open a gym. My point is, who fucking knows? I didn't plan on putting SOE in this building. The day we bought this building, I didn't plan on, when I left the old shop to go to the gym, I didn't have any plans of buying a building. We just happened to come past, and the gate we drove past every day for 4 or 5 years was open. We came up here, and I'm like, man, this place is fucking rad. We can ride dirt bikes out here. I bought the fucking building before we ever saw inside the building. It was just a shell. I mean, we built this. Amanda's like, what are we going to do with it? I go, I don't know. Weld, cut metal, make bumpers, keep all the trucks and shit inside here. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to have a bonfire. Like that. That's what when that came on the property, I'm like, we can have a hell of a fire here. That's the thing, man. I don't know. What's the biggest change you made operation production this year over last? Seems like pumping out new products and changing up sales with different giveaways. We already answered something real similar to that, I think. I don't know, just keep it new. Ford wants to put a fucking Model T or a Mustang in every driveway. I say, we're not Ford, we're Ferrari. I want to invite you to buy my product. And Ferrari, a lot of companies, you can't buy a GT2 RS when they came out without having previously owned Porsches. You couldn't buy a LaFerrari without being invited to buy it and being a previous Ferrari owner. You can't even go to the Ferrari Museum in Vegas for free. You can go free if you have a fucking Ferrari. You better bring your key. Otherwise, you're paying $20 to go in, and you can't film or take pictures inside. So I say that kind of jokingly. I don't want to invite you to buy my shit, but I got a buddy who's a very famous knife maker, very expensive knife maker. He's like, oh man, if I want you to buy my shit, I'll call you and ask you to buy my shit and tell you can buy it. And we joke around with that. It's why we are not declining in sales. It's why every year for the last 12 years we've made more money than the year previously. It's more song and dance, it's more showmanship, it's more manipulation of the market. And that is Honda. You can still buy a 1986 Honda Hawk motorcycle, brand new in the crate, that's sitting in a warehouse somewhere for whatever the fuck they were selling it for in 1986. Why? Because they fucking built a ton of them. KTM, their business model is we want to sell one less than we can sell every year. We don't want inventory sitting around. Go try to buy a KTM motorcycle from last year. I don't know, things might have changed, but that's the example, right? Hit it, quit it, on to the next thing. We need to build these. How many should I build? I don't know. Build 24 extra, build 10 extra, build 6 extra, build 2 extra, depending on the color and the product. I want to build one less than I know I can sell. Why do we do that? Because I only have so much labor, our bottleneck. I can sell $1 million of product every single month. I can only build between $250,000 and $500,000 depending on the product that we're building. So we have to do other things. We make it up on our shirts and co-branded things that we bring in, product that we don't actually manufacture in-house. The human aspect is our bottleneck. Our people are doing amazing. They are doing more. I don't think we could even do any more without bringing in more bodies than what we're doing right now. It's getting the new bodies in with the will and the desire to work. And having them stay. So, and it's not, don't think, oh, conditions were fucking horrible there. I believe that the welfare system here makes them go out and actively look for a job. We hire them, they perform the task. We have people we have hired numerous times. I've probably got a dozen of them who have worked a week or two. We owe them a check. They don't show up to work. We send the paperwork and their check home. The check comes back to us with the paperwork because the address is no good. Are they in jail? Are they in prison? Did they die? We don't know what fucking happened to them. We were voted the most, or not voted, statistics showed we were the most impoverished county in all of Tennessee. That's some of the folks here. The other half of them, we have people that are really good and want to work. We have people that are here trapped and will never leave, inherited grandma's property, whatever it is. And then you have a lot of retirees here. It's changing a little. So I want to build one less. And why do I do that? Because I want the dude who goes, oh man, I really want to buy that, but I'm going to wait till next paycheck. I'm going to wait till next weekend. I'm going to wait till whatever. I love nothing more than going, hey man, if you want this thing, it's going to be sold out. People don't believe you when you say that because people always say that. I love it when a dude's like, man, I shouldn't have waited.
I've heard more dudes than I can count say that.
And why do I love that? Well, because, haha, I told you so. We should have been what was important. Little ego. But more because him saying that, 5,000 other people saw that. And they see that pretty consistently, so they know it's not. I can tell you how great our stuff is. I can tell you how to do things. But it's worth fucking millions of more dollars for the client and the real people to say it, who I am not paying, rather than myself or my staff saying that. So urgency. So the next time you see something, you're going to buy it because you're going to jump on it because you know it's going to be gone. And we tell you that. A lot of businesses do this. I've never seen anybody say that. Control the market through scarcity, urgency. I've never seen anybody say that. And I watch a lot of material. I listen to a lot of people, and I've never heard anybody say that. I have to assume other businesses do that. I'm just giving you the inside. I'm telling you the secrets. And I see people all the time. I get emails every single day like, hey man, I did ABC or I did these couple things and man, it really flipped our business around. It changed things. So, I don't know. Best piece of business advice, Olivia. if you're starting a business or you have a business and how do you grow your business, I don't know. I need more information. But I would say if you are going into business, do something you love doing, and you better be willing to do it for free or you're not going to sustain doing it for very long. I have a good life. I did a lot of things. Even when we were in San Diego, we'd go skiing, dirt bike riding, scuba diving, boat rides. We got to do some super cool shit. Like not just our boats, like military boats and fast boats. We got to do a lot of neat shit and not have to clean the messes up. But while I was out there doing those things, I was always thinking about the next piece of gear. We'd be at Big Bear or Summit skiing, and I'm like, man, when I get home, I'm gonna, because my sewing machine's there. And it's not about the sewing machine, it's about creating new things. We'd be diving. I'd literally be underwater fucking around with an octopus or a sea cucumber and ripping Lance's mask off and shoving fucking ink all over him and shit. And I'd be like, man, as soon as I get home, I'm gonna fucking fix this Camelback carrier. I'm gonna make it a little tighter so I can adjust it, because we would dive with water. What? You carried water? Yeah, water doesn't compress under atmosphere. Water is water. So we'd have a Camelback on the side in a hydrocarrier, kind of like what we use now, just around the manifold and clipped around the tank. And I would take my regulator out, and I would take it and get some water in my mouth and swish it around and or drink it to hydrate my mouth. We were always doing something, no matter what it was we were doing. When we were skiing, I had some North Face Steep Tech. It's like extreme skiing rescue tech shit. They had stuff with helicopter harnesses built in and stuff for heli skiing and clipping in and stuff. We were building chest packs back then, kind of like the FUPA. We had everything we were doing had some gear with it. So if you do something you love doing, it's going to be easy to do. Find something you love doing and then figure out how to make money doing it. When I started building this stuff, it never was a thought to sell it. I was just super lucky because I was a terrible businessman. I think I'm still a horrible businessman. I was just lucky that I built product and people wanted to give me money for it. And it was easy to do. And then when we started going to shows and trade shows and stuff, I was able to trade my product for gear and not have to do the other shit. When we got the shop in Oceanside, I lived in the shop for 30 days on the floor. I drove my Blazer 32 miles to Oceanside, which was about an hour drive then. And I barely had gas to get there, and I definitely didn't have gas to come home. So water was running, electricity was on, and I just sat and sewed and made shit and traded dudes gear for MREs. I probably gained 25 pounds that month just living on MREs. But I had what I needed, and I was there, and I had materials, and I was able to just build shit. So that'd be the number one piece of advice. I'm sure there's 10 more that I'll think of as soon as we turn this camera off. But give me a little more information on the next one, Olivia, and we'll give you a little bit different or further advice on it. Are you guys going to be making some Mookie war bags? We did that one. Are you sad the grass cutting season is coming to an end? What fall grass prep do you do? I don't do shit. We let
it die.
I cut probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. So I kind of cut like a path, and I say path, but it's like a lot of grass. From here to the dog kennels, up the hill, any place we're going to actively go or walk, I like to have it cut so that it's not like rubbing, my ankle. I feel like if grass touches me, I get bugs and chiggers, and you do here in Tennessee for sure. So I like to keep it cut short. And you can see along the approach to the jump, I cut it down at 1 inch, and it's super low and scalped. And then the rest of it, I cut it at about 3 inches. We were having a lot of rain, and then it stopped raining. And I cut it down at 3 inches, and it never got any more moisture, and the sun just cooked it and killed it. And we just got a bunch of rain this last weekend, and now it's popped back up. So I'll cut again. My plan actually was this evening after everybody left, which is now. It's now after 5 o'clock. Everybody's gone for the most part. My plan was to go out there and cut. I'll probably do it tomorrow and then cut all around back out here also. That might be a weekend thing, though. That's 2-3 hours of growing, of cutting. We don't do any prep. We don't fertilize. We don't do shit. We do a lot of wood chips. And then all up encompassed on the inside of the fence up here, which is a couple acres, the animals run all of that. So the chickens scratch it and shit all over it. We wood chip everything. Like at the top, this was a gravel pit here, as some of you guys know. There was nothing growing here. Some pine trees, and brambles, blackberries. We got these, I don't know what they are. We've got something that looks just like a rose bush. Vine grows everywhere, except it produces no flowers. It just literally cuts the shit out of you badly, like stitches. I went out to the range, out at Jaeger's range, out at Birdsong on a little mini bike the first time we took the bikes out. We'd been in town for like 2 days, and I go ripping off in the woods. And those fucking things were out there, man, and they literally just stopped you and jerked my ass off that fucking motorcycle and cut me to pieces. We don't have anything like that in California. There's nothing that's gonna sting you, lay eggs in you, try to kill you, a plant that's gonna rip your body apart. We don't have that. Tennessee has all of that. So, anyways, this was a gravel pit. When we started just putting wood chips on the property and letting them rot, I mean, now when I say putting wood chips down, we had dump trucks dumping them. And
Like
we just kind of
thickness.
Yeah, we just kind of spread them out. We built that road back there to the shooting area and the fire pit. There's a video of it from the drone and that Brandel put together. That stuff was 20 inches thick. Right now, it's probably about 6 inches thick. That stuff rots really fast. It has fungus in there. The fungus moves moisture and disperses moisture, and it becomes soil. At the top now, where there was no dirt at all, you can go up there on any day, short of the ground being frozen, which is coming, and you can put your arm in the ground to your elbow, and it looks like you ripped open a bag of potting soil. It's just loamy, perfect, like motocross dirt. So as far as prep, we don't do any prep. How's the aquaponics going?
Should be together before too long.
We
got
we
the
were
last
lagging.
container.
Cody this weekend went to cut some rail ties, and of course we have like 6 fucking chainsaws here, and not a one of them would start.
Yep.
He got one of them started up, put a new chain on it, and cut some rail ties in half. So now we just cross-stack the rail ties. He cut the top, cut off the IBC tote.
Got it.
We got to
pressure
elevate
washed out.
that, and that's our fish tank or water. I don't know which
It's a
one it
fish
is.
tank.
And that so we got winter coming now though. We're kind of ass out time wise. So the real answer is I don't know, Neil. Gillespie went same. Yeah, we did that one. I put this up. We waited about an hour or so, printed them out, and now we printed out, I want to say 40, 50 comments. There's over 100 on there now. Any new products? Been needing a laundry bag for trips to the mat. Nick, trips to the mat, to the laundromat? How about our 30 inch? That's exactly what I was thinking. Or super kit bag.
Good one too.
Nick, send me a link to some laundry bags you like. Let's see what you're kind of talking about. We had built a few kind of laundry bags. They were for dive gear, for wet gear. They had mesh on the sides and shit. Send me a link to something you like. We'll take a look at it. I don't have any plans to do it, but that's not to say we won't do it. That Mookie Warbag guy was in here like 5-6 times.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago in a video, you mentioned making tote similar to the Cali compliant grocery bag with a zipper. Any plans to do this? Tom, there is plans to do it. I don't know when we'll do it. We owe Mystery Box 8 right now, and I kind of had in my head before I'd voiced that is what we would send out for Mystery Box 8. The real answer though is I don't know. Yes, we will. I don't know when or in what means we're going to put it out. Are there any new micro rig variants coming out? Scott, I would be a fucking idiot right now to tell you, yeah, we have a ton of new micro rig stuff coming out, because I would totally kill the sales for all those ones that are sitting up front, and we would totally fuck all those dudes that have those on order. So is there some stuff coming with the micro rig? Yes, there's a few updates coming to the micro rig. I'm not sure how fast they will be implemented in or what manner. That seems to be the common answer right now. Yes, there are some things happening with the micro rig. I would also, if I came and told you, hey, we're about to release all these micro rigs, I would totally fuck your secondary resale market on them right now. If you learn any other trade, what would it be? We did that one. Will there be some sort of cool Marpat madness this year for the Marine Corps birthday? When is the Marine Corps birthday? I believe that is November 10th. Yes, of course there will be some cool Marine Corps birthday stuff. I'm sure it will have a piece of embroidery on there. I'm sure it will have some Marpat. I might even go as far as to say Marpat edge tape and webbing. I'm not sure. We actually had this conversation about a week ago about that material. And definitely some woodland. We'll definitely do something. When do the wrench row pre-order? We already did that. All right, that's all we got. We actually are done this time. Are you going to cut out all the dead air, or are we just going to load like 2 hours with 43 minutes interspersed of talking?
We're gonna load it all raw.
Do you see my shirt?
I see it. Turn around.
You see it?
I'm zooming in.
Oh, you really zoom in. You can't zoom too close though. Those lats won't fit in your profile there.
okay.
At SOE, we do support the boobies.